Hey everybody, this is Mistry. I'm back here with another video today. So today I will be making the T-Rex. It's called the name of it is called the RexMetalKit. It has all the instructions inside. It's pretty straightforward, and it includes a wrench and a screwdriver. So let's get into the video. So these are the things you will see when you open the package. So you've got one packet full of just metal and plastic template and just metals plates so that we can stick them together, like screw them together. And we got the manual, the screwdriver, the wrench, and the nails and the bolts. So I will first organize them in certain ways so that it's easier to get them apart and then screw them together. So see you in a bit. So I got all of them organized. Now we will do the first step. The first step mentioned to us that we need to have this green part. It's called W15. And we will need one of the small screws. And we'll need two of these. It looks like a bent thing with two straps on the other side, and it's like over here. We need two of those. And we'll need two normal bolts. So to stick them together, we need to screw them on the second one from here. Like this is one and this is two. So we have to screw it in the middle. So after we are done with the first step, we're gonna be needing for the second step, we're gonna need these two, and two of the what can I call it? It's called the A12, and we need 4 of those. We're gonna need 4 of the brown I think washers, and we'll need 4 normal bolts. And we have to attach all of them together, where we attach these. We have to attach it like this. And make sure they're done properly, because they won't look good if you do it, if it's not good. So make sure these brown things goes in the middle, and then on top of that, these green ones. And then after you get the green ones, insert your screw into the green one, through the brown one, and to the metal that was done in step 1. And then we just have to screw them together. And do 2 on each side, two bolts on each side. And yeah, let's do that. So after we're done with step 2, we'll get something like this. So for step 3, you will need 6 metal plates that has 5 holes. You will need the slightly bended things, like slightly bended metals. It has 2 circles and 1 oval. You will need 4 of those. You'll need 4 of these 3-pinned metals. You will need all the metal washers, 2 black washers, A9 bolt, which is slightly bigger than A6. You will need 4 of them, and you will need A12, which is slightly bigger than A9, and you will need 2 of those, and you will need 6 normal bolts. So yeah, let's get started. So the first step to making the next step is you need to get one of those 2 of those big 5-pinned metal plates. You will need to attach both of them, one by each side, on one of the green legs, one on each side, on the last bottom hole. You will just need to use A9 screws to screw it. So you'll attach the screw from the outside, and then it goes through the metal plate, through the green plate, and then to the other metal plate. And then we just have to screw that together. You also want to make the screws a little loose if you want the dinosaur to actually move. So after you're done with that part, you'll need to do the feet. The feet consists of one of these 5 pinned ones, and 2 of the bended ones, and 2 of these 3 pinned ones. And you'll need A6 bolts and all of the washers. To make that, first you will get, well, I already did it here. So the first thing you'll need is the normal bended 2 pinned right on the right side, or on the side, on one side, and the other one is just oval. So you'll need that. You need to attach that with the A12 bolt, which is the larger one, like that. And then you need to put one washer in, one metal washer in, and then do that. For the next one, you will need to use what? You'll need to use one of the 3 pinned ones, and then put that on. And then you will put another washer again. You will need to put washers on in each between one of them. So after you've done that, you will need to put one of the 5 ones, but in the 4th hole from the beginning. So it's like this. I hope you guys can see that. It's like that. After you're done with that, we'll put a new washer in. And then we'll put the 3 pinned again. And then finally we'll put the bended one. So that's 1 whole feet. I already did one of them, so I only needed to do this one. And after you're done with the feet, you'll just need to connect that with the bolt, with the normal bolt. Like this. After you're done with that, you're good to go. So you just need to do the same thing like you did right here with the other side, and then we'll just connect it together. Apparently, you guys did not need so actually, first let me tell you this. This is how it looks. That looks pretty sick and real. So actually, you guys don't need the 2 black washers, and you don't need all 12 of them. All 12 of the metal washers. You only need 6. So I don't know why they put those 12. So yeah, this is how it looks. And let's continue to the next step. The next step requires these 2 green parts, and it requires one of this little tiny thing. It's called the U3-1. It is slightly bended on both sides. You guys can see it. I think you should be able to see it. So that's how it looks, and we'll need one of the little ones where they're one of these little bent. Actually, you'll need, I'm pretty sure you'll need one of these. Yeah, these. So they're called L2-1. They're called L2, and you'll need one of them. It looks like a little L, and it has only one. On the one side it has a hole, on one side it has an oval. You'll need one of them. You'll need a normal 4 bolts. That's 4 right there. And then you'll also need 2 of these brown big ones, washers, I should say. And then you'll need 2 big screws, that's A12. And you need the smallest A6, 2 of screws. So that's all you need. I think this is for the head. Yes, this is for the head. So let's get into it. So for the first part, you will need this. Though it's called U31. And with U31, you will put a brown piece on the side of it, like this. And then you'll attach A12 through the brown thing. It's pretty tight. Through the brown thing. Actually, let me go through the first. Let me go through the green one so that it's easier. So go through. So you got this. These are the two ones, and they're gonna look like a dinosaur head. Like they're gonna be placed like this. So you'll need both of these oval-shaped holes on the side of each of the dinosaur head looking thing. So you'll attach A12 through that oval, and then you'll attach the brown washer, the plastic one. And after that, you will put on the U3 -1, and then you'll just bolt it in. And after you're done with that, that's good for part of the step. So you just, what you did right here, you just need to do that one more time in the other side, and that should do it. So, like I said, after you've done that, we do the same thing in the other side. Where's this here? There. Same thing, brown, the A12 through this, through the brown, I'm gonna type that in. Through the brown washer, through the metal, and all the way in, through the metal, and we put the bolt. So after you're done with that, you will need to do the last part of the head. Actually the top of the head, I should say, because you will need to do the jaws after this. So make sure they're all tight, because you don't want them to be loose. If it's loose, it won't stick like this. It's just coming off. So make sure you tighten them up, both of the sides. And then after you tighten both of the sides up, make sure you do them properly, because this is the most important part. After you tighten them up, they should be steady, and they should form something like this. It really looks like a head. So after you've done that, you will take this one, which is called L2, the one circle and one oval, and you'll put that in the first two holes. You can see that one right here and the other one right here. So we just need to create a V kind of thing, and then use V6 bolts to attach them together. And you don't need to add any washers or anything, any kind of that in here, because it's just to attach them and then make sure they're all together. So same thing the other side. I did one side, and now before you do the next side, make sure it's tightened up, because it's going to be congested after that. So make sure it's already tightened up. You don't want that to tighten up at the end, so tighten it up right now. After that, same thing, other side. Also tighten it up, don't wait until the end. Just tighten it. After we're done with this, I will tell you the next step. This is kind of hard because it's congested, but I will tell you a trick that can help you. So instead of putting the same way, you can put this is the trick where you put it in and then just tighten it with your hands instead of doing with the wrench itself, not at the first. So after you're done with your hands, then take on that with your wrench. So the next step is we need the one with the metal strap with 9 holes. So yeah, after that you need that one, and you need the U3 one, which is the same thing as we used for the previous one for the head. It's this one. So, and then you will need one of the brown washers, 2 of the black ones, and one A12, which is the slightly bigger ones, of course. And you also need A6 too, which is 2 of the smallest bolts. And 3 screws, 3 normal screws, not the blue ones, but normal, okay? So let's get started. To make it first, we'll need to have the A12 bolt, the screw, going through the metal strap and through the brown one and all the way down to the A9 strap, and it has to be fixed in the first one, and then you just have to do that and just attach them together by this bolt. But before you do that, I would highly recommend you to do the other one, which is to put the small ones in. Wait, let me take the brown one off because that makes it easier. So take the A6 ones and put them on the side, and then have one black, and then screw them together. This is nothing, but this should be the eyes, so it should be very easy to do. So all you have to do is first the bolt, then it's not the metal piece, but it's the washer, then it's the metal piece, and then we screw it down. It's the eye of the dinosaur. It will be located in its head, near where we placed the other one of the U3 one. So we do the same thing with the other side for the eyes. Let me turn this up. Same thing with the other thing, like I said, the small screw into the black washer, into the metal plate, and then screw there. After we're done with that, we'll have to screw that down together too. After you screw both of them down together, you will do the last one like the first one I said you to do, which is the A12, the brown washer, and then to the A9, which is just the big 9-pin strap. You will just need to put on the first one, and then screw it at the back together. That's all for step 5. So we're in the next step, which is step number 6. So for that, you will need X3, and we need one of them. I believe it's this one. It has one point in the center, and it has like little space, and then one in the side and one on the other side. We need one of them. We need 2 of the normal bolts, one of the U3 ones, which I talked about in the last step, and you will also need A6 too, which is the smallest bolt, small screws. That's all you need for this one. So you take the big X3 and then put the screw in one of the side. Then you take the small ones and attach it so that it looks like a curve. You guys can see that from here. This is the X3 and this is the L, I believe it's the U3 L as well. So we just have to get them and then screw them together. It kind of looks like a semicircle, I would say. And we have to just do the same thing for the other side. And that's step 6. So now we're in step 7. Step 7 needs 4 bolts, 4 of the normal bolts, A6 4 screws, R3 4, L2 1 is also 4. So R3s are the ones with two sides, and one of the sides has two circles, and the other one is the oval. And L2 is the one with one circle on one side and the one oval on the other side. And yeah, and A6 is the smallest bolt. To make this, first you will need the R3 like this, held like this, and then you will need to stick the other R3 to it like this. It creates a slanting line, and we'll just screw them together. I believe that's the T-Rex elbow that we're making right now. And make sure it's kind of loose, not too much, but a little loose so that it is kind of moving, not very stiff. We want it a little bit moving dinosaur. It's not actually gonna like move, but it's gonna feel like it's actually real. So to do that, you will need to, if you really want that to happen, you will need to keep it a little loose, not too tight, not too loose. After we're done with that part, I'm having a little trouble. Here. Here with doing this. This is kind of hard. What? Okay, I'm gonna do it again because it is pretty hard to take it off. I think it's jammed. Okay, that's you attach that, and then you will take those two other ones, like one side. It's called L21, and you will just put them together with the circles, and then create something like this. It's like their hands, and then attach them to one of the end, and it should the final product should look something like this from your side. So now we're in step 8. Step 8 needs one of the 7-pinned plate. We'll need A6, which are the smallest bolts, and we only need 3 of the screws. And we're gonna need 3 bolts as well. This normal ones, not the blue ones, only the normal ones. And also you'll need L3, which is I guess one side it has oval and the other side has 2 circles. It's that one, and we need 2 of those. You'll need one of the big ones, which look like this. It's called X3, one of them. And you'll also need one of the U3, which is tiny, of the X3. So let's get started on that one. So to make that, you will need to start by putting the big one in the second slot from the left. So, and you just need to screw them together from the top to the bottom through the 7 hold plate, and we should be good after that. After we're done with that one, we'll need to move on to the next. Actually, instead of doing it in the second, I'm sorry, it's actually the third, not the second, third from the left. The first, third, and fifth, it will be filled. So we're doing the third from the left. So third from the left. After you're done with the third from the left, you just need to screw them together. After you're done screwing them together, oh, it got off. After you're done screwing them to the third one together, you just have to bolt it in. That's all you need to do for this one. I think I'm spinning the whole thing. You see here, it's kind of hard, but it's not too hard. So after you're done with that step, all you will have left is the other 2, actually 3 I should say, 3 parts. So the next part you do, which is on the fifth one, is combine these two together. So it's two side and one side. We just combine the last one to make this big of a jaw. This is for the jaw for the dinosaur. So we put in one of the bolts inside one of, I believe it's called L3, and in the other L3, and then through this set, I believe it's also called the D07, D7, and we have to put that on the fifth one from the left. And yeah, that should do it for that one, for that side. And we just have to bolt it in. After we are done bolting it in, we'll need to do just a small one at the first. Just put it on, put the screw on top of that, into the plate, and then just the screw. That's step number 8, and I will meet you in step number 9. Now we are in step 9. For step 9, you will need 3 of these brown washers, plastic ones, 2 of the black ones, and 1 A30, which is the big, just a screw, big screw. A6, which is the smallest screws, we need 1 of them. We'll need 1 normal screw and 1 blue, I guess it's rubber inside the screw. I mean the bolt. You guys can probably see that. There's some blue thing inside it. You'll need 1 of them, and then you'll need 1 of the ordinary ones. So yeah, that's all you need for this step 9. And we also will need what we did for step 4, 5, and 8. So for 8, we did, it looks like the teeth of the T-Rex. For 5, we did kind of the eyes, this one, and you'll need our head. So now let's put them together. First you'll take what we did for step 5. You're gonna see the second one from the left where we did this one. So the second hole, we'll put it inside this hole. You guys can see it there in the middle. We're just gonna put it so that we can see the dinosaur with the eyes. I bet you guys can see that. It's the black eyes for the dinosaur head. So to screw it, you'll need the A6 screw, the smallest one, and you will use the ordinary bolt to tie it up. That's it for half of the thing. For the next half, we will need, wait, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. It is not very easy to tighten this up in hard circumstances, so I have to tighten it up. There. So this is how it looks. After you're done with that, we will get our teeth. So for this part, you will need 2 of the brown. You don't actually doesn't look like you need 3. You need 2 of the brown, 2 of the black, and then we'll take the big screw, attach it to the next one from the left where we got this. It's the next one. We put it in. And then after we do that, we insert brown washer, the brown plastic one, and then the black, and the brown, and then again the black. Screw in. There. That should do it. Okay, after we're done with that, we'll also insert the other black we got into that, and then we'll be done with half of that part. It's hard. Let me take the brown out again. Bro. We screw it because I think the washer got stuck. So I'm gonna try to screw that in. Try to get it in. There. And then we put the black one. And boom, we got it. This is our half of that final product. And then we'll get in our jaw, and then my right, you guys can see the last hole there. I'm just gonna put it in there. And then tie it up with the blue screw. I guess I'm gonna call it the blue screw. Or the blue bolt, because it is a bolt. You will need to attach it where the blue kind of rubber thing goes on the bottom. Or goes first. And then you'll just screw in. Okay. There. I'm gonna have to hold it tight. The parts are not going in that good as I thought it would, so it's gonna take a while. So that's all for this part, so see you in the next part. For the next step, which is step 10, we'll need X3, X3-1, which is this one, kind of slanted, and the one in the middle, 2 circles on the side. We will need that one. We will need one of the brown washers. We will need one of the black ones. We will need 2 of the blue ones. 2 of the blue, I should say, bolts. And we need 2 ordinary bolts. We'll also need A12, which is the kind of big one that is bigger than A9. And we'll need one A9, which is the last one. We'll also need A6, which is 2. And yeah. So for this step, you will need the one that we made from last step, which is step 10. We'll need the hands we made. We'll need also the neck that we made. I think it's from step 6. Yes, it's from step 6. So to put them together, we'll take step 6, get a A12 screw, put it in the middle, and then we get it black washer, put it in, and then we put it in the next one from the left, from the head. We put it in the next one, not like one skipped. We put it in the next one, and then we put an ordinary screw on it, on the bottom. That's it for half of the part. The next part is where we attach its hands. To do that, first let me fix this. To do this, you will need I'm gonna screw it in tightly. Make sure they're straight because it's the neck. You want that to be straight. You don't want it to be messed up either. That's it for the neck. Next, we get the hands. To make the hands, we'll need the X3-1, which is this, slightly bent on both sides. We will need the brown washer and the A9 screw. A9 screw is less bigger than the A12. We put it in, and then we put our brown washer in. After we put the brown washer, gotta put the washer. After you put it in the washer, after you put in the washer, we will need to. It is not working for me today. After you put it in, okay, I put it in. After we put it in, we'll put that in the next one after the other one. We're gonna skip one whole screw. I mean one hole. Actually, we are gonna skip. Yes, we're gonna skip one hole and then attach it in there, like this, and then screw it in the back with the ordinary bolt as well. After we do that, that's our place where like it's the shoulders of the T-Rex. After we put that in, we're just gonna screw that together. After we put them together, looks like this. Now we attach the arms, make sure they're straight. When we are attaching the arms, it looks like this. We're gonna use the small bolts to put it in at the end, right there, right in the end hole. And then we're gonna put it in, and we're gonna create a kind of an angle where it's not straight down, because that's gonna make it look weird, but it's little, like, bent, little. And then we're just gonna screw it in the back with the blue bolts. We're gonna put that in. Same thing with the other hand. Slightly bent. Use the A6 screw, put it in, put the blue bolt on the back. And that's it for step 10. I'll see you in the next step, which is step 11. Now we're in step 11. We're gonna do step 11 and 12 very quick. We will need two of them, which is this one. You guys can see that properly there. And then we'll need one of the brown washers. You'll need one ordinary bolt. And you'll need the big 830 screw. So to make this, you will need to put it in. We'll make sure it's like this, it's facing this way. And then we're gonna put the screw in the middle like that. And then we're gonna take the brown, put it through the middle, into that. And then after that, we get the other U3, and then we're gonna put it in the opposite way, like facing this way, where it's like this. This is how it should look like. After you get that, you just screw that in. That's easy, part 11. And now for part 12, we'll do for the part 12, you will need the part 11 to be connected with part 12 later. So to do this, part 12, you'll need the two green metal straps. You'll need one of the brown, but with the pointy thing that can be connected with any screw. And you'll need one ordinary bolt, the last one A6 screw, and one A12 screw. That's all you need. And to make it, we take the brown washer, which has that pointy thing that can connect with any screw. We're gonna make that to show up, and we have to make sure that it's in the last from the left. Put the A12 screw inside of it, through it, and to the other side, and then screw it in. Actually, forgot to say something. We'll need one of the other blue bolts, and we'll just use that to screw in this A12 bolt, and then use the normal bolt to just put a screw in there in the last hole, and then screw that in. This will act as the T-Rex's tail. So see you in step 11. I mean step 13, I guess. So for step 13, you will need D04, which is one of these stuff, and you will need 2 of them. You will need the X3, 1 plastic brown bolt, 1 A12 screw, 2 A6 screws, and 3 normal bolts. And you will need what you did on step 11. So to make it now, we'll get the D04, and then put it on top of the, you see the hole right here? We put it on top on the first edge, on the first hole, and then we screw it in with your A6 bolts, when A6 screws with normal bolts. It's kind of hard how to do it, but after you come halfway, you'll be great. After this, I will meet you in a bit. For the next step, you will need the A12 screw, the brown washer, and then you will also need the X3 plate with 1 bolt. So after you get that, so first step is get your A12 bolt, push it through from my right, the last one, the one from the last, one away from the last, like this. Put your screw in there, and then before it's all the way inside, put your washer inside as well, the brown one. And then when it's almost halfway there, you put on the X3 one. This is the hardest step for the step. You put it like, you hold it like this, and then you put it where this thing is facing downward. So going like that, then screw it in. You might want to move one of the stuff, move one away so that you can get some space to screw it in, or at least bolt it in. So you will use the normal bolt that you got, and then you'll just screw it in, or bolt it. Where's the bolt? Yeah. Since it's kind of hard and it's congested, we take it out a little, and then we screw it in. Take it out, put it on, put the screw on, or the bolt. Tight it. Put that back on. And make sure it's all tight up because you don't want it to be loose. If this is loose, your tail won't hang on to the body. So see you in step 14. So for step 14, you'll need 2 brown washers, the two A12 screws, the last 2. You will need 2 normal bolts. You will need the B1, the blue bolt, and then you'll also need all of the other things that you have created. So, and also this. So to put them all together, you'll need to do the head and this together. So to do that, we give a little space. You see, there's 3 holes left in the left, so on my right, and then you will just screw it in you'll place it like that. All three holes are covered, and then you'll only bolt the first two, and you'll use A12 screws to screw them in, and then flip in the back. Use the normal screw to just screw it on. After we're done with the one, it'll be easier to do the next one, which is just the same thing, but the next one. After we're done with that, all we need to do is attach our tail together and put it on. Make sure they're tight because this is the place where all of them connects together. So it should be very, very tight. Cannot be loose. After you're done with that, you'll have a pretty good looking T-Rex right here. Make sure they're all equal. After that, you'll take the legs. So you see there's a screw that's pointing out here. So you will connect that with our step 12 and just put it together like that. Make sure this is tight as well because you don't want anything to move that much here. There. That's how this should work. It should look like. Like this. And then we just have to attach it to the end. The last one hole right here in the middle, right? We have to attach that with this. You will take the A6 screw that we took, put it on top. Actually, we put it on the bottom like that, on the top hole though, like this. And then after you're done with that, we put that in the middle hole like I talked about. The one I talked about, and you'll screw it in with the blue bolt, and that's it. See in a bit, I'll tighten up all the screws and I'll show you the final product. So this is the final product, and don't be scared. There is some leftovers that you will not use in this project, so it's fine. So this is how it looks. It actually looks sick. It looks like a real T-Rex. So guys, this is the T-Rex I made. It might be a long tutorial, but it's useful. So I will see you guys in the next video. So make sure, if you like this T-Rex that I made, make sure you like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to my channel if you're new. Bye.